when you're reading that you're going to come across a word that you maybe want to look into its original meaning in the Hebrew or the Greek. And I want to show you guys how to do that. So this is super useful for words like create, which might have a different meaning today, or names. So for instance, the land of Nod. How would you know what Nod means, and how would you look that up? So there's two places where you can look that up. The first one is actually right in your manual. It's printed for you. This is a Hebrew to English translation chart that is out of the NIV Cultural Background Study Bible from Greg Keener and John Walton. So they have pulled out a list of words that basically have no modern real equal in our English language. So it's really only a handful of words, but these are just awesome to be aware of as you are studying. So for example, deep sleep. For us, that means deep sleep, but in the Hebrew, it actually is meaning that it's this certain sleep where one is either unaware of threatening circumstances or they're prepared to receive a vision. So whenever we see the word deep sleep, we need to look at the context and see what's really going on there. So this actually has a lot of implications for interpretation. So please be aware of these. This is in your manual, print it out. So as you're reading, maybe flip through and include some of these definitions in there. The other way to do this is to look at what I want to call, or it's called blueletterbible.org. So this is a website you can go to. So go ahead and search blueletterbible.org. I'll just go to the homepage first. So this is what it looks like. What you're going to do when you come here is you are going to type in the exact area of scripture you want to look for. So make sure you set it to ESV version. And let's go ahead and use that example of the land of Nod. So I was reading Genesis. It was in chapter 4. So I'm just going to go ahead to Genesis 4. And as that loads, what it's loading is essentially a verse by verse. So I'll be able to select the verse. And then when I click on the verse, I will be able to see each Hebrew word broken down. So you can see here all the verses listed. This verse is actually in Genesis 4:16. So there's the verse. And I'm going to click Genesis 4:16. And it is loading a breakdown of each of those Hebrew words. So you can see sometimes it's even phrases. So this is so helpful. So for my purposes, I wanted to see what Nod meant. But this is cool too. I can check out what Eden meant. Eden means delight. So what does the word Nod mean? So I'm going to click on that. Okay, so here is the definition. You can actually even hear it pronounced. But the Hebrew word Nod actually means wandering. So this is so helpful in interpretation. The author has used this word to show what is actually going on there. So Cain was exiled east to a land of wandering. So there's so much richness there in the narrative. So that's how you look up Hebrew words. Number one, in your manual in the Hebrew translation chart. And then number two, coming to blueletterbible.org, and you have a little bit more freedom to look into certain things. So this is what you should be using to look up names and things like that. So this is hopefully a lot of fun for you as